Until this moment, I've been entirely unaware of an artist by the name of Kim Dracula, but they have 500,000 subscribers, so a lot of people know who they are. Not myself, but let's check them out. So this song is called Drown, and it goes like this, and go!
And you smiled for the last time in my life. I hope you fucking drown.
There's something to that voice.
I hope you fucking drown.
I'm immediately captivated.
I'm not fucking around.
Highly produced audio. Lots of thought going into it. Ooh. Electronic turn. That's fucking cool.
No money, or fame, or power. I want a lifestyle.
Interesting variety of voices to this film.
I want everybody to be like
Good scream. Was not expecting the trumpet. I'm reminded of My Chemical Romance. Chunky. Really unique. I hear birds chirping. Is it seagulls? What the fuck?
you fucking drown.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this. It's hard to put my finger on why. Certainly unique. Just not stuck in one genre for sure.
Drown.
Whoa! Little PS to the video, I guess.
Hello, Dracula.
What the fuck? Wow. I had no point of reference for that. And even if I did, I don't know that I would have expected what happened there. That was so entertaining. I mean, both, visually, performance-wise, there's a lot going on in that video that was captivating and yeah, entertaining is certainly the word. But also, in terms of the music itself, it was very tightly produced, very high production level on that. Those are not, what's interesting though is there's moments where it sounded like a very not broken down. It's the essence of the raw vocal was there. It was very crispy and intimate and clear. And then other moments when there was kind of harmonies in the vocal, kind of catchy melody song, it was sort of finessed with a lot of editing to it as well, which was great because also there's a bunch of electronic music in there, like some synthy stuff and some digital drum beats and the rest. So they are clearly using the full palette available to them to create some interesting and unique and original sounds and sections within a song, not sticking to one particular genre. I'm going all over the place. I'm supposed to be breaking this down in order. Let's try and do that so I can collect my thought. But that was just such an onslaught of intrigue. Let's go. Drums. The drums, there wasn't a whole lot to comment on the drums. It sounded for me mostly either it was programmed, because there's a lot of digital beats in there, or even the kind of more acoustic sounding drum beats there with cymbals and the rest. Could have been generated, or entered onto the actual editing suite in the studio. So the drums were there, not as the star of the show, but as a supporting act to the music elements there. So, and what I would say is, when they're designing the song, the drums for that song, there were plenty of moments there where there was no percussion at all. A whole bunch of silence, and then just the words like tick and talk, right? One section there, from remembering correctly, which is a percussive element using just the voice. So the drums themselves, not used at all in some areas. And that was really interesting. It was a thoughtful consideration for structuring the percussion for the very different elements within that song. Cool. Guitars, serviceable, doing the thing. I don't recall hearing like a big guitar solo in there. There were some very satisfying chugging, heavy riffs in there to support some of the bigger elements of that song. And they were great. I'm thinking of bands like Rammstein, where there are moments that the guitar is simple, but well controlled within the mix, so that it supports, and you can hear it, it stands out, and you enjoy it, but it's supporting some other element of the song, the storytelling of it, usually the vocals at some point. So the guitars, enjoyed, nothing to kind of stand out and write home about in particular for that I noticed, but maybe the video was so distracting and the originality of that song was so much that I wasn't really paying enough attention to what the guitars were doing if they did some interesting bits and pieces. I'll listen to that again in a bit and maybe I'll get some more from it. The vocals were the star of the show. I mean, I guess I'm assuming here Kim Dracula is the main individual, the vocalist there in that group. I'm not really sure like how the makeup of that artist is, because I'm totally unfamiliar with them until today. But the vocals were the star of the show. A variety of expressions in there, right? There's some interesting, that TikTok spoken wordy bit there. There's some melodic singing. There's some harmonies that go along with that. That was good. The actual vocal delivery as well of melodies was really strong. I mean, there's a lot of production that goes in there, but when you have elements of production, you need to have the essence of a good raw vocal take and performance originally for you to decorate that to also sound good in recording the way that does. So I could hear within that a very expressive and purposeful vocalist behind that, and super creative and interesting and terrifying as well. There's something about that sort of bandage mask which was very unsettling. But the performance was awesome. The video was really cool. Sometimes very low, kind of really bassy vocals. Now it's kind of high range melodic hooks for the chorus and stuff. Really fucking cool. And then also, doing different things for the like electronic dance music kind of moments there, a kind of fast paced rhythmic thing in there. Really fucking cool. Really like the vocals overall. Utterly captivating from start to finish. In terms of other elements, I don't know where to begin. There was a lot. There were so many kind of synth bits and piano bits and pieces, sound effects and the rest. And I guess, some of that might have been music video, Foley, sounds and the rest. But wow. I mean, certainly they don't seem to be limiting the variety of sounds that they will add to a song, but it's not like cluttered. There was nothing overly busy about that. There was an onslaught sound-wise. It all added enough, and then they're like, oh, cool, that's enough for this very original piece as a whole that they put together. And there were a lot of elements that went to make that happen. This was not just a song that was about drums, guitars, and vocals, for example. And by the way, when I say guitars, I include bass in there. It is a type of guitar, bass guitar. And if a bass guitar stands out in a particular way, I'll mention that in the guitar section. Anyway, enough of that. There were plenty of elements in that song which made it what it was, and they were critical to that overall intriguing, enticing, captivating, and surprising song throughout. And overall, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm so interested. I've listened to rock music for decades now because I'm getting on a bit. Not too bad. I'm what, about 37, I think. When you hit mid-30s, you kind of forget which year you actually are. But the song as a whole, I really enjoyed. I thought that was brilliant. I so appreciate when people are unique, when they are trying to do something different that hasn't been done before, and be that changing up the sections in a song the way they did in that way was great. But also adding, a catchy, hooky melody in there as well, which is, it tends to be drawn from melodies you've heard in the past or a different realization of those, so you can have something you can hang your hat on. It's because it's not usually super unique. Anything that's crazily unique melodic-wise, you tend to be confused by when you first hear it. So there's enough of the things you might recognize from all, the plentiful amount of songs we've had in the past in rock and pop music, but everything else around that is so creative and takes from all kinds of different genres and influences and makes that whole experience totally unique, which is what that was. And surprising as fuck. There was a trumpet. I should have mentioned that in the other elements. There was a trumpet in there just for like a little bit. Just came out of nowhere. Thoroughly enjoyed that. So fascinating artist, great song. I definitely need to hear it more because there were so many big shifts in it as it went through that you'd forget what happened 2 sections ago because it was so dramatic, the changes at times. But I love that. I thought that was great. Really, really exciting to see a new artist like this that is not just trying to be edgy and weird and strange, right? But actually has the substance of some good music behind it. And that was a treat to see. And in terms of the rating that I would give that, there's no way that is a kind of solid song. That for me was delicious because it had some very satisfying musical elements, but also the creativity with which that was all put together and the uniqueness of that whole thing. And it doesn't feel like, cynically you might think, and it's probably going to be correct, that there's effort being made to try and be very different and out there in order to captivate audiences and make them go, oh, that's weird, I need to see more. I'm sure some of that is contrived, but that's an intelligent thing to do. Like elevate it somehow, make it more interesting. And I think that builds for a very delicious sonic experience overall as well, with having all of that kind of uniqueness and character injected into the song itself. Fucking great. More of that. If you enjoyed this video, please do boop the like button. It'll help other people on YouTube find and potentially enjoy this video as well. If you want to see more videos like this, then feel free to subscribe and then you'll see future videos that I make doing reactions here. If you're interested in music beyond the rock genre, do feel free to check out the link in the description. Otherwise, have a wonderful day and maybe I'll see you in another video.